Oh, what are you doing up there? Or whatever. So, welcome back. I got another quick infill job that I need to do, another tractor repair part for a friend of mine. This is a drive boss of some kind or another, and what happened was that over the years a seal wore a groove in this diameter. You can't see that groove because we already attempted to repair it and that didn't work out so well. It's a piece of cast iron and we tried brazing it up, but it was a real bastard. It was a real shitbag and it just didn't work out, and ended up turning too much off of the diameter trying to recover it. So what we're going to do is sleeve it. Pretty simple. I'm going to make a sleeve out of what I've got on hand, which I think is 40, 45 TGNP. We'll check that. I've got a nice piece of 2-inch material which will work just fine for this. And then we'll turn this diameter down, press the sleeve on, and then finish machine it. There's probably a little bit over the top. I could probably just make the sleeve to final dimension and press it on and call it good. But what I'm going to do is leave stock on it, press it on, and then machine the final diameter and the radius on the nose, and that way I can get it concentric with this. And well, that's what we're doing. So stick around, press the like and subscribe buttons, do all of that fun stuff, because you don't want to miss what's coming up, I think. And let's take a look. I'll make the sleeve first. 1.54845. So we'll call that 1.5485. No, we won't. We'll call it. Here we go. 1.5485. Actually, for the resolution, we'll have to call it 1.5484. So we're right on within a couple of tenths. So we'll now go to size. Shooting for 1.623 plus nothing minus 1. Well, that was within a couple of tenths either way, however I measured it. So we'll just go to size. There we are, that's just for a little bead of high temperature sealant to sit in. Looking at it, maybe I'll make it a bit bigger after all. Yeah, I like that better. Yeah, I like that better. Here's the partial sleeve. See, it's got this little counter bore in it. That's my get out of jail free plan. I'm going to put a bead of high temperature silicone sealant around the back end there, just in case when I press this on, we get a longitudinal scratch along the nose of the hub, which can be an oil leak path. I've seen that happen. It's a bit rare, and if I heat this up so it's a slip fit, then that shouldn't happen, but that's a little insurance. I'm not overly enthusiastic about this setup, but it does mean that there is rear support behind the part. It's not gripped over a huge amount of this flange, but I think it's gripped well enough. And if you look at the run out there, oops, that's pretty damn good. Now, I actually used an insert. It was a bit of a cluster, honestly. So I made a close fit insert to go in the bore here and established that the bore with these splines is about 2 thou out of concentricity with this, which I think is kind of irrelevant. So I've just decided to use this as the reference. So that's set up. I'll just take light cuts. I've got to take it down to 1.625 and then press the sleeve on. It's the trouble with bloody cast iron. I'll make up a shield for this. I don't like doing this, but so there's our Z0, Z0. Do it that way. And we'll go reasonably slow. We'll get it in gear. Yeah, what do we call that? 1.8507. Doesn't seem too bad. We'll get a little bit more coverage. I've got to come up with a better cover. we'll do that at the end. Right, so we'll do this one and then we'll measure and see how much the DRO matches the actual diameter. And by the way, I checked this micrometer against a standard before starting this. You must do that. You must make sure your measurement instruments are reading correctly. Otherwise, they're not much good. And not surprising, the first setting is off a few thou. It usually is when you're trying to get really close. Let's go again. .6996. So that's pretty good. A few tenths variation is pretty normal on a machine like this between DRO and measurement. That's if you want to get better than that, you have to use a different technique. Now then, we're looking for 1.625. Go 30 at a time again. Just make sure 1.6249. Wait a minute, 1.6245 is what we got. And I'm at 1.623 on the sleeve, so we got a nice interference fit there. So happy with that. Perfect though, perfect. Didn't even need to press it on. What we'll do is just put a little bit of pressure on there while it cools off and cures, just to stop the sleeve lifting up. As a point of interest, I just measured the OD of this sleeve, which was right at 2 inches because it's turned ground and polished material, and I just measured it and it's 5/10 now over, which just goes to show what the effect of pressing, you know, an interference fit onto a shaft does, which isn't a big deal here, and you know, I'd have been able to live with that 5/10 if I'd turned this to finished size, but it's just interesting. If this had to fit into a very precise bushing or, you know, hole or something, then that would have messed it up, which is kind of why I'm doing the final turning now. All right. Pen's knackered. Alright, this should be the final dimension, and then just clean up the corner there. Oh, and get the length right. 1.8755. I think we can live with 5/10 over. We'll call that good. We don't want to take any more off of there than we have to. Well, there we are. Came out all right. Should work. Relatively straightforward. So pleased with that. These kind of little repair jobs are quite fun. Anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you found that interesting. Just a reminder, I've got the 5,000 subscriber giveaway coming up. So it's a tangent engineering burnishing tool. Supplied by Jim at Tangent Engineering. And as of this morning, only 20 more subscribers required before we can put that up. So thanks to all my subscribers, new and those who have been with me forever. If you're new to the channel, just discovered it, please go ahead and do the like and subscribe. Costs you nothing and helps me grow the channel and get it out there in front of people, which is all I'm trying to do. One other thing, if you would like a sticker, just write to me at the email address here and I'll send you one free of charge. You don't have to have a channel or anything. You can just have one of my delightful Stuart Shenanigans stickers. So, as always, may your dimensions be in tolerance and your surface finishes chatter free. Be safe and well, and be seeing you